We are live. Welcome, everybody. My name is Yuri, and we have Rajiv G with us, who is an immigration lawyer. We do this every Wednesday, 1 p.m. California time, 4 p.m. Eastern time, and we try to answer any immigration questions you have during this session. Why are you smiling, Rajiv Ji?
Like G is my last name.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Before we start, I have two public service announcements. Number one is I am going to be in India April 26th and 27th and May 4th. We are doing the biggest study in USA workshop. So if you are planning to come to United States in fall 2025, uh, it's a free workshop. You can come to this workshop. You will get to learn what the job market looks like, and if you should come or if you should not come. And if you're already decided to come, then what you need to do step by step. Here is the QR code if you need to register. Again, please register, because then we'll add you to WhatsApp group, etc. And the second one, which is wait, how do I stop this? Okay. Second one is job hunting community. We are growing, and we just got some of our students in Meta, Tesla, Walmart, which is very exciting, and they shared their journey as well. So if you are into job hunting journey and would like to join our community, please come. I'll put the link again in the description so you can check it out. Over to you, Rajiv ji. H1B lottery results are out. I know people have a bunch of questions about if this was the last attempt, etc. I see already like 50 plus questions. So anything else? I know there was a bill passed about this, or not passed, bill proposed about eliminating OPT. Did you see that? I mean, you don't really review bills, but
Unless the bill moves, I don't even look at them.
yeah. But anything else from your end?
There was on LinkedIn, somebody reported to me that there was this guy saying he can put you through H1B lottery. And we,
Oh, oh my gosh, yes.
okay.
Okay.
So I said to the guy who was talking to me on my LinkedIn, and I said, well, if you feel it's inappropriate, why don't you complain? And he says, well, he's banned me, so I can't even post anything there. I said, okay, I'll take a look. So I took a look, and I think he was more innocent than fraudulent, frankly, because when you're trying to commit a fraud, you don't openly admit things that are illegal. Okay. So, for example, he was saying, when I posted, I said, look, you can't do this. You can't have a lottery entry without an employer. Okay. And he says, he was talking to me, and he was trying to explain. He was, it wasn't like we were not adversarial. He was trying to explain his point of view. And there was this young woman who was highly obnoxious. She was writing to me privately, and she says, explain to me this. I said, Are, tere baba ka dena hai kuch maine? Explain to me, like jaise meri maa lagti hai. Bhag ja main yahan se. So anyhow, I was talking to some silly people and some good people. तो उसमें then I finally posted on my LinkedIn. I said, देखो, these are the truths about H1B lottery. Number one, you cannot file without an employer. Number two, you must not file or cannot file without a legitimate job. So if the staffing companies file and they don't have a project in hand, it is objectionable at some point. Now, they could argue that we have the expectancy of a legitimate job. I don't know how far that would fly, but at least that's not out and out fraud.
Yeah.
Number three, employee cannot pay for the lottery. One of the big deals the posting was making was that you won't have to pay a penny. Well, I don't have to pay a penny anyway. So I said, if you are paying something, that is illegal. And if you're trying to hide that payment, which is what this guy was saying, that's fraudulent. So you've gone one step above illegal. Okay. So I made all these points, and then they talked about OPT. Okay. Now, this is a very important point. Well, there are so many companies who do OPT, and they create jobs for you, and you can then put a stop on your, a pause on your OPT unemployment time. I said, wait. There is a law in the Department of Labor body of laws called Fair Labor Standards Act. Fair Labor Standards Act says if you're a for-profit company, there are some very limited circumstances in which you can offer internships. Primarily, it is to help the people. It is not to take free labor. Okay. And if you're in violation of FLSA, then USCIS's stated written position is that is a violation of your OPT. On top of that, there are companies who say, okay, you give us $200, we'll write a letter for you. That is fraud. That is active fraud. You are going to be barred forever. Because fraud in obtaining or even attempting to obtain any immigration benefit is a permanent bar, and you can't get rid of it. It's very difficult to waive that. So this was kind of a communication going on. And I think, like I said, I think the guy was more innocent than fraudulent. But that's my reading. I don't know him. I have no idea. But normally when people are being fraudulent, they're also sneaky. They don't admit in public what they're doing. Okay. So I think here is the problem with a lot of Indian students and Indian professionals. They want a side hustle. It doesn't matter what it is. I'll get you EB1. I'll get you EB5. All kinds of hustles. The problem with that is you often don't know what you're doing is breaking the law. Or you are breaking the law and you don't care. Either way, it's a problem.
Yeah.
So guys, watch out. If somebody's offering you an out of the way extraordinary deal, come back and check with us. Maybe I can guide you a little bit. So
yeah. Okay. Someone said, where is the link for the course? I think I just presented, but how do I? Ira, here's the link. You can scan this if you want to.
WhatsApp plus YouTube plus circles.
Community. So उसमें सब आ जाता है. So anyway, here's the link if you want to. Hopefully you can take a screenshot and we will answer all the questions. All right, lots of questions.
Let's go.
Here we go. After graduation for OPD, I had joined NGO and I did work for 5 months and later I got full-time job. I'm planning to go to India this May. Will I get an issue in immigration?
So NGO can be for-profit or non-profit. Normally they are non-profit. So NGO simply means non-governmental, right? Hariharanji, if I were you, I would make sure that I have solid documentation, like a letter from the company that explains what you did for them so that there's a clear connection with your major and how many hours a week you worked for them. When did you start and when did you finish? All these things should be clearly documented. With that, along with your paid job, hopefully you won't have trouble. By the way, one of my friends went to drop off her family to Dallas airport yesterday. She said the airport was completely vacant. She has never seen the airport like that. And the flight to India, there were only like 10 people in that huge plane. And they all went sleeping, no problem at all.
So are you saying I should now change my business class to economy so I can sleep?
Yeah, I think so.
What is it? I think it's because of fear.
There is unnecessary anxiety created by this administration.
Yeah, and I got someone. I think they might be here already, but let's keep going. H1B got picked from your firm, the startup where I'm not sure, the startup where I'm working, unpaired on OPT, don't have funding nor income. Can H1B petition possible in this case, expecting funding or etc.?
Yeah, see, Parth, here is the interesting thing. For H1B, what we want is a good faith job. We don't necessarily want to see your tax returns. That's for green card. Okay, it's funny that our clients are coming to this show. You can just ask one of our case managers and they would ask me and update you, but I'm glad you're here. So the bottom line is, I think so. I think as long as there is an expectation of funding, they can at least apply for your H1B. And if the government has any questions, we can show them the letters of interest, etc., showing that we have money coming in, we'll be able to pay them.
Okay. But then post October, you have to have a paycheck.
You have to either start the job or you have to quit and look for another job. So go to B1, B2, and then start looking for a job.
Okay. Nice. All right. Currently on L1, wife on L2 in university first semester of masters. H1B picked up this time. L1 is expiring in September 2025. Green card is in perm stage. Should I go for L1 extension of H1B to preserve her work authorization?
What he means is extension or H1B. Yeah. So absolutely go for H1B, Tarun, because H1B gives you more time. It also allows you to extend your status just because your green card is going on and you're almost there. So it makes no sense to stay on L1. Once you get your I-140, she can get H4 EAD. There'll be a gap in her employment, but that's not the end of the world. It's a great benefit to be on H1B.
Okay. Nice. Was on J2. My wife's H1B university approved on January 2nd, 2025. I submitted Form 539A for change of status from J2 to H4 on 24 January 2025. Receipt N?
I can't follow these dates. Was on J2. Wife's H1B got approved on 2nd January. But it was approved, so that means she was no longer. Well, if it was approved on 2nd January, was she on a non-profit? Yeah, university, non-profit H1B. So it was a cap exempt H1B. So the moment she got approved, which is 2nd Jan, you no longer had J2. And you applied for J2 to H4 22 days later. So you were out of status. Approval chances, small but not impossible, but be careful. Talk to your lawyers. Make sure there are no unlawful presence problems.
STEM OPT expiring, H1B not picked, exploring day one CPT or transfer to India with 20 lakhs per annum salary advice.
Personal choice, hard to say. Day one CPT is legal. It's not illegal. Government doesn't like it, but it's not illegal. And my recommendation is if you're going to pick a CPT, make sure it enhances your career and you're not just randomly doing degrees. Of course, your main objective is to get work authorization, but you're also getting education. It should be meaningful education.
And transfer to India. So I spoke to 5 different people who recently went back to India, either by choice or by force. Force as in they didn't get job and they had to go leave. And one of the interesting conversation I had was they said the way they decided was what is my ultimate savings if I stay in Bay Area versus I go back to India. And so if in your case, if you're 20 lakhs per annum, if you have a home and if you are able to save money, which is more than what you would save here, and if the ultimate goal is for you to return back to India after 3-4 years, then this might not be a bad option. But again, it's very subjective.
It's personal. Yeah, it's so difficult to make generic rules for these things.
Yeah.
What is important to me may not be important to somebody else.
Correct. Well, yeah, for that person, he was a lone child, so he wanted to be with the parents anyway. So
hard to say, very hard to make that decision.
Yeah. Is it better to file for H1B extension after 6-year limit with current employer and then transfer to a new employer, or apply for an extension after transferring it to a new employer?
So what is the extension based on? If it is based upon an I-140, I don't think it matters. And if your I-140 stayed approved for 180 days, it doesn't matter who you do it through. If it is approved for less than 180 days, then you have to be careful.
Okay. I think he has a 3-part question. Can people transfer their H1B seat to another company?
You mean lottery selection? Seat, I am assuming, means lottery selection.
Other company.
Yeah.
Yep. And didn't register in the H1B pre-registration for you. This is for H1B is filed by the firm where H1B was selected initially.
Don't know what that means. Do you understand that?
I think that's what he is saying. Like the company B hasn't registered, so can I transfer my lottery selection to company
But
B?
this is before H1B is filed by the firm. Oh, okay, got it. So what he's saying is, Rainaji, you are making us be like cryptographers. We are decoding what you are saying. So what you're saying is, here is this company who applied for my lottery. But here is this other company. Before this company who got me selected can even apply for H1B, can I go to this other company and transfer my H1B? No.
And then he says, my fiance graduates in summer 2026 from her PhD in cancer bio at UTD. Can she travel to India in December for our wedding? My understanding is that she should be able to come back without any issues. This December.
But on what basis is she coming back if she's graduating?
I'm assuming F1, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, but the thing is, what my PhD is complete. Why am I coming back? Do I have a job? What is that?
PhD तो summer 2026 में हो रहा है ना?
2026 में. तो travel कब कर रहे हैं? December में.
Hmm.
Yeah, if you have a visa, I think that should be okay. So in December I'm traveling, but in the following July I'm graduating. I think that's fine. She should be okay, Shanji. So शादी में क्या गुश्ताबा चलेगा? Raina is Kashmiri, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
Okay. My wife is on F1 OPT expiring by May 31st. Okay. No extensions. H1B did not get picked. I filed her as the adjustment of status, EAD, and advance parole in F2A category yesterday. Do you think she needs to maintain her status post OPT?
Yeah. So once the adjustment of status is filed appropriately, if she does not want to remain her or maintain her F1 OPT or F1 status, she does not have to.
Raina says, Ishan says yes.
Yeah, I told you. इन लोग का खाना बहुत मस्त रहता है.
Okay. EB1C priority date is 15th Jan 2025 for Indian National. How long do you think it'll take to be current as per your experience?
I don't care to comment. I'm so sorry. I have no idea. Your guess is probably better than mine because you're following it so closely.
Exactly,
and we are both probably completely wrong.
Yeah. Also, I didn't realize that national interest waiver is also called green card. Like, is it?
Well, national interest waiver is a way of getting a green card.
Acha.
Okay. So you can get a green card through family-based petition, like some people we know. Or you can get a green card through employment, EB2 category, EB3 category, or EB1 category. Or you can get it through NIW, which is a subcategory of EB2 category.
Okay. Subcategory of EB2. Okay.
These are all methods of getting a green card.
And it's just fast and good.
Like, just another path to Shahi Tukras.
Okay. All right. Hello.
You got a G. Write down the date on the calendar today. Circle it.
Yes. But he said my name, which means I'm in trouble. My H1B got picked from A. I'm expecting an offer from B in May. Can I file my H1B directly through B instead of A?
Abhi to ye answer kiya question. No.
Different.
I think you have to wait until your H1B is actually filed and approved. And ideally, you should join the company, maybe for a couple of pay periods, and then you can transfer. You could transfer after approval, before joining, probably, which is what we are doing for somebody. And it's worked so far, but it can never work where the H1B is not even filed and approved.
Man in back.
Yeah, that's true.
All right. F1 to H1B change of status versus consular processing.
I do change of status. I have a choice every time I would do change of status.
I feel like I've spent so much time with you, Rajiv ji. Now I can just
answer the question. ये बहुत लोगों को गलतफहमी रहती है. See, the problem is there are so many moving parts. You change one little moving part, all of a sudden everything goes.
But ये तो general था ना, so this one I knew what you were gonna say. Okay. F1 student visa got rejected for twice. Okay. George Mason, for vague reasons, now got into TAMU, needs suggestions.
Pratyuji, nobody can give you a suggestion that would help you overcome the denials. It's so difficult to say because George Mason is not really a hinky school. It's a reasonably good school. So why did you get rejected? What was the mood of the officer? And you got rejected twice. That means something must be there. You must be kind of looking like me. People don't trust you. I have the same problem. So I can commiserate. I don't think I have any useful suggestion for you, sir. Just go, be absolutely straightforward. Don't try to lie about anything or don't try to decorate the truth. That's never a good idea.
Yeah. Can I apply for STEM OPT without a job, but got laid off in my first year of OPT and have payroll slips if that works?
You cannot apply for STEM OPT without a job, right? You have to file the 983 or 8, what is it, 983 or 893, whatever that form is.
Yeah.
So you have to file that form along with the paperwork, right? It has to go to your DSO only, then they will approve you for STEM OPT extension. As far as I know, I can't think of a way around that.
I have a travel plan to India in May, and on me, I have a speeding ticket. Is it a problem to travel? If I travel, what are important documents to carry with me?
I had 6 speeding tickets in 1 year.
Oh my gosh.
My insurance got cancelled. They were so mad at me. But speeding is speeding. What can you do? Some people are born to be free. So you are a free bird, Mr. Jagani. I don't think speeding by itself is a problem, unless speeding rises to the level of reckless driving. And that all of a sudden becomes a serious problem.
Okay. I am on EAD advance parole visa expiring or expired. I've previously re-entered US with advance parole. I have one trip planned in July. Should I reconsider under current situation?
Generically speaking, no. You should please fly and go sleeping on 3 seats and come sleeping on 3 seats. But what if you have some issues in your background that we don't know about? What about all your dark secrets? So if your lawyers know all your dark secrets, discuss with them. 99% of us don't have any dark secrets, but let's go ahead and not give you generic advice. Generally speaking, it's okay unless you have some issues that make you doubt your own status or your background. Talk with your lawyers.
Okay. I am on H4 visa status. Given that my spouse I-140 is due October 2025 and then EAD taking longer unless bundled, I have F1 offer from day one CPT University. Is it safe to go from H4 to F1?
I think it is, Nikhilji, and bundling is no longer being honored. So at least I don't think so, because that bundling agreement expired in January, this January 25. So that USCIS may not be bundling anymore. Okay. But it's up to them. I mean, I haven't seen a policy statement one way or the other.
Single mom tourist visa rejected twice. Should I wait to reapply? She was supposed to visit for my convocation.
Ouch. But why? Mom is a mom. What
Single
if
mom, no, so maybe less family ties. I mean, that's my guess. I don't know.
Yeah, there's really nothing. I wish I could give you some advice that would be helpful. You can reapply and see what happens. Very difficult to say. I hope you've given her proof of your convocation.
Yeah. I'm on L1 right now. My company in India is a proprietorship and the company in USA is LLC. Now I want to convert my company in India to private limited company. Does it affect my visa status?
So I have dealt with these situations before, Abhijitji. I don't remember my answer. But generally, the form of the entity is more of a tax issue rather than an immigration issue. So if I remember correctly, there are either policy or statements from adjudicatory bodies which say that just because you change the format, for example, from LLC to Chapter C corporation or sole proprietorship to LLC or Chapter C, should not be a barrier for your or a problem for your L1. Have it researched.
Okay. Does 15% salary raise on O1 requires amendment? O1A.
I would say probably not.
Okay. Wait. Yeah, we didn't do this one. My 19-year-old son is on F1 visa. If I file my I-485 application before he turns 21, can he still be included in my application despite being on F1 visa?
Absolutely, Sureshji. As long as he is in the United States in legal status, he could be in any status, and you could still include him because he's under 21. Sure, no problem.
Yep. I had done change of status from H4 to F1 year in United States in August last year and completed a semester as well. I am now going to India for F1 stamping. Can I come back as soon as I get my passport, or will I have to come back only 1 month before next semester?
Good point. Yeah, 30 days before the next semester, I think. Unless you're in the middle of the school, and this is summer vacation in school, right?
नहीं, but
August.
change of status तो already हो चुका है ना, तो
Yeah, but he's still, that's a very interesting question. I do not know the answer to this question. Typically, to join school, you can't be here 30 days before the start. But then if you are in summer vacation, you can come and go as you please. So,
yeah.
Viratji, this is Virat Kohli here. Viratji, so as far as I can think of, my first instinct was to say, yeah, 30 days. But then you are not coming at the beginning of the semester. You are in the middle of the semester or middle of your studies already. You should be able to come back, especially if it's during the summertime or even winter vacations. My best guess is you can travel and come back. You don't have to wait. Double check with your DSO. It doesn't hurt. If you find something from what I've said, something differently from what I've said, come back and double check.
Thank you for your answers. I am Kashmiri Pandit.
Yeah, Shanji, I'm very familiar with your food. Food, I know of all the countries.
You're turning into me.
Yeah, I know.
I just eat. I don't worry about where it is from.
Kashmiris have a great tradition of bazban. I think it's called bazban, which is multiple dishes served one after another and also together in a thali, and they are just absolutely tremendous. Bazban, I think that's what it's called.
Kanksha, what is the update on H1B lottery? The results are out.
Yeah, it's done. Another Kanksha with the K.
I think she might be the same one, but
and she's got an extra K this time.
H1B picked up this time. Is it not good to go? Is it not good to H1 on counselor processing and get L1 extension to keep wife work authorization?
I like to activate the H1B. Don't delay it. That would be my advice. Could you do it this way? Sure, but I like to activate the H1.
Okay, this is very interesting. Even Chips Ke Thele was with an LLC can apply for H1B, or it should be in corporate work?
Well, it should be Rahulji. It should be in your area of work. Okay, so agar let's say Chips Ke Thele is a franchise and they have a computer system that is very complicated, point of sale system that has a amalgamation of hardware, software systems, cloud, up and down, all kinds of fun stuff. And they have a staff of 20 people doing IT, then they have an IT job for you, even though they are a tele business. So it's really the kind of job, does it mesh with your focus of studies? H1B is possible. If not, then it's not possible. Or you could have a corporation that has zero connection with your major. If you're a geologist and the company is, I don't know, they sell crinkly chips, what does geology have to do with chips, right?
Yeah.
Very difficult to answer that question. Bottom line is the job should have a connection with your major.
Okay. Can we travel when H1B EOS is pending or is considered abandoned petition if I step out? My understanding is that rule is only for change of status and not EOS.
It
What is?
has been my understanding for years, and I have advised that to people. A couple of months back, I started looking for the genesis and the rule, written rule that says that. I was not able to find it, but that is my understanding as well.
What
But
is
I don't know
EOS?
where that came from.
EOS क्या है?
Hmm?
What is EOS? EOS?
Extension of status.
Oh, okay. Got it. Is there a minimum employee requirement for EB1C? Do employees reporting to me in a foreign country count?
For the first part, is there a minimum employee requirement? The general answer is no, but the more you have, the better. Employees reporting to you in foreign country may count if the companies are doing an integrated business. So you remember for L1, the two companies, foreign and domestic in USA, don't have to be doing the same business. So in India, you could be selling shoes, and in USA, you could be selling software. Okay. It's perfectly okay. But if you want employees that you supervise in the foreign country to count towards your local workforce for L1 EB1C purposes, then the business should be an integrated business. Like we do the front end development, they do the back end development, or we do the sales here, they do back end. I'm the technical guy. I'm here because I can give technical presentations and training to clients. But the work is being done in India and I supervise them. Then those employees can count.
How long can you stay out of USA on STEM OPT?
Until you run out of your
Unemployed days?
your unemployment days. But the problem is we don't really know if you can work remotely. You can work remotely in USA, but can you do it from another country? That's up in the air. I wouldn't like to take a chance with that.
Even if you are getting paid.
Yeah, but you also have to be working and getting supervised.
Okay. I'm on H4 and got selected in H1B lottery this year through a small company who has an in-house project. What shall I answer to visa officer? Or why did you choose to go on H1B and work while I was on H4? No EAD.
That is your choice. I mean, you want to work, you applied, you got it. But I'll tell you something. A claim of in-house projects is a red flag for 99% companies. They just make things up. If they really have an in-house project, you're fine. But if they just made it up so that they could get an H1B approval and then try to market your resume, that's illegal.
Now USCIS supports online filing. Should we proceed ahead with this?
We don't do online filings of H1Bs for multiple reasons. Most important one is it's very inconvenient. It does save a couple of $100 maybe, or $100, something like that. But it's not worth it for us. For some other employers, they may find it worthwhile. There were a lot of glitches in the system. I'm not sure they've worked them out yet. But typically, you can see when you apply for change of status from H1 to B1, B2, in the drop-down list, there is no selection for H1B. That's a glitch. So these and this has been for years. So these kind of glitches are there in H1B also, but I don't know how serious they are. We tried it last year and we didn't like it.
On L1B, H1B got picked. If laid off on August 15th, can I do change of status and start working on October 1st without going for stamping? If I get laid off in May, what are my options?
So chances are that you will not be able to stay for that long. But I don't know how the government treats, because your H1B can't start before October 1st, right? So what is your status between May and October 1st? Unless you apply for an interim visa like an B1, B2 for a few months. So you need to cover that gap. And if you do, then you should be okay.
I re-entered on advance parole national interest waiver after losing H1B during administrative processing. Will being unemployed on a without a task affect me getting I-485 approval?
So temporarily without being work should be okay. But if you go for your interview, there is an interview, and you still don't have a job, you might have difficulty convincing the government. Although it's perfectly legal, you don't have to have a present job as long as you intend to work in that field. but it's a lot less hassle if you already have a job. So as long as you don't get interviewed on this, you're fine.
H1B not picked in last attempt. Done masters already. F1 OPT stamp ending in June 2025. Considering masters again and day one CPT, what should be precautions? What are the precautions I should take?
So my advice to you is, one, don't travel, and two, make sure there's a relationship between your master's degree and your career plans.
There was a related question, but we'll take it.
What is Grobo, man?
Grobo is the platform where you can send money from US to India.
Oh, so this is product placement.
They send me hoodie, so I just wear it. It's nice. Black is what my color is. It's not a product placement, even though I should charge them for this now.
Okay.
Okay. Do you suggest going back to India for summer, considering I will be enrolled for incoming fall semester? I have been hearing a lot of service termination news recently in last few days.
There was a practice advisory from American Immigration Lawyers Association. I think I haven't seen. I was too busy today to take a look at it. I'll probably be able to guide you better. Maybe post something on LinkedIn once I review it, or Twitter, whatever that is called this month, because I think he sold it again, right?
What? No.
Yeah, he sold it to his own company.
Oh, acha.
Yeah, Elon Musk sold Twitter to X to, I don't know what it's going to be, YZ. So,
really,
so
I didn't know this.
I'll post it on social media once I've had a chance to look at it. So what is going on, Simranji, is that if they were looking at people's social media, and if they found things like, I support Israelis are terrorists and Palestine is being oppressed, they find those kind of things, they might just decide to cancel your visas. If you have DUIs, so don't drink and drive. If you have DUIs, you could have a problem. But other than that, regular people who are not involved in the politics of things and just going through their life, I don't think they need to worry about this. They're not randomly just canceling visas. There's got to be a reason for it.
Yeah.
These people are unreasonable, but nobody can be that unreasonable. There are courts after all.
Yeah. Okay. I am currently on F1 OPT working on W2 for a company in a full-time software engineering job. Can I also do another full-time web developer related to my major computer science on 1099 contract?
It is my understanding that you can, and just double check with your DSO. You have to note for both the occupations in your service account.
And isn't the second one has to be 20 hours as well?
He said full-time.
Oh.
He's going to do both jobs full-time. He's a real man, not like you, wimpy man.
All right. Sorry, Raghav, you posted like 10 times. I did pick up your question. My H1B is not picked, and this was my last turn. I'm considering a second master's in MS FinTech with a day one CPT. What risk should I be aware? I guess this is a repetitive question. I see a bunch of questions. I'm a technical program manager. Which day one CPT should I do, etc. So maybe you can generalize it.
It's about connection with your career. So if you are going for fintech, maybe you have a master's in information systems and you want a more focused degree. Or if you have an electrical engineering master's and you're going for robotics, you are being more focused on what your interests are. So that's connection. Anything that enhances your career is probably okay. Also, the university should not be like a blacklisted university or a university that's highly suspect. They should have rules, and you should have to follow those rules.
And don't travel is what?
Yeah, traveling, exactly, or visa stamping.
Yeah. Member for 2 months. This is interesting. First time ever I saw that. Can I apply for H1B each year that I am I'm on CPT PhD program.
Yeah, Dada, you can. No problem. He's Mr. Sen, Sudipto, as Bengali as you can get.
Nice. Can I work as a web developer first year in on phone? What? First year in F1 on campus.
If it's a university job and you have got the permission from the DSO, yes. And by the way, इनके नाम पे तो पूरा स्टेडियम बना रहे
बना रहे थोड़ी बन गया है.
बना हुआ है वानखेड़े स्टेडियम.
Yeah. Okay. What are some of the challenges transferring H1B visa to a new employer after I get selected for H1B lottery? I'm an Indian citizen.
So first of all, you should have activated, Charlotte, your H1B. You've joined the employer. You have a few pay stubs. After that, the challenges are the same as for any H1B. Is the job a professional level job? Are you getting paid enough? Is the company offering you the job on the right terms? So basically just the normal H1B.
One of my friend got caught in DUI a year ago.
क्यों चिल्ला रहा भाई? Hold on a second.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Now he heard that some of his friends' visas got revoked because of the same case. Is that true?
It can be. If you have a DUI in your background, they can revoke your visas, yes.
How to find blacklisted university?
Google it.
But वो तो फिर Google का होगा ना.
Blacklist का कोई अलग से list थोड़ी ना बनती है. It's just a university that
has sent some list also. USCS has.
No. That's the lookout list. That's something different.
Achha.
And that you can't go and see what the lookout list is. That is an internal list where just like a no-fly list. The no-fly list is probably public, but lookout list is something that the State Department started. I don't know what they are called now, but it was common for people all of a sudden to find out they were on the lookout list, and then we had to push and get them off the list.
Mm-hmm.
Now they have a procedure for it, the Travel Redress Inquiry Program. So if you are being stopped every time you enter, you can just put on a trip inquiry.
Okay. I got master's admits from Madison, University of Florida. My husband's H1B was picked this year. Is it safer to enter the US on H4 and convert to F1 later, or come directly on F1?
And the only advantage of coming on F1 is that you have the satisfaction of knowing you can come and go as you please. You've got an F1 visa. But if the F1 is denied, you can always come on H4 and then convert back to F1. That is perfectly legal. So there's no real pros and cons that I can give you.
H1B not picked, STEM OPT valid till December 2025, not inclined towards day one CPT. Any other visa options for later stage of my career to come back to US, probably with a quicker way to green card?
Oh yeah, L1A, EB1C. So join a multinational or at least a binational company and come back on L1A and get an EB1C. Quickest green card in the EB category. Much quicker than investment-based green cards, most of them.
Okay, I'm on STEM OPT ending December 2025. My H1B was not picked last attempt, planning on day one CPT. I want to travel to India in May, return in June with 6 months left. Is it safe to travel? Any re-entry?
Yeah, I think so. Siddharthji, if your background is clean and you have had no gap in your status, you have evidence that you were on OPT and you had a job, then you were on STEM OPT, had a job and have a job. And when you return, you're going to continue that job. You should be okay to travel.
Is there any new rule or regulation for visa from April? Hearing that TS160 barcode compulsory documentation submission before 72 hours and social media background check.
I haven't seen social media background checks are going on already. But I haven't seen anything. I usually look at everything that comes, every news that comes up, but I haven't seen anything about this.
Working for company A, H1B filed by parent company B, same same appears on I-797, but I receive paychecks from company A. Will this be an issue in H1B stamping? Any additional documents should I be carrying?
Yeah, you definitely should carry a letter of explanation why your paychecks are coming from another company. So your lawyers will be able to help you put together a letter that explains the setup. Should be okay.
Okay. Currently on F1, full-time CPT, H1B picked this year, also filed for I-130, 485, 765, 131 in March 2025. If 485 not approved before October, is it safe to go to India for stamping while I-130, 485 is pending?
If you travel when your 485 is pending and your H1B is denied, your 485 is gone. So don't do that. If you get advance parole, that's fine.
My lawyer has strongly advised not to travel to India for H1B stamping due to chance of getting admin processing. My visa history, where is the visa history? I don't see it. Sorry, I don't see the question. Too many.
So if the bottom line is, there is, even with the cleanest cases, there is a possibility of administrative processing. Tourist visa rejected. No, that I don't think is that's not a big deal at all. So the problem is, in general, not knowing the facts of your case, H1Bs can be delayed. Everybody knows that, even with the cleanest of histories. So unless you have an accommodation from your company to continue working from your home country, like India, for the next several months, waiting for your administrative processing to be over, don't go. But if you have such an accommodation, then what's the problem? You can work from there and your salary can continue to be paid in the United States.
I have a green card. I was traveling outside from USA for 4 months. I went to USA for 2 days. After that, I came India for 5 months. I'm planning to go back to India. What precautions should I take at CBP?
Well, you better have a very good explanation. What they're looking for is, where do you actually live? If in 9 months you are coming to USA for 2 days, something is wrong. So they can say, we want to pick your green card and we want to produce you before an immigration judge. The only precaution I would take is not sign any papers if you don't understand what you're signing.
Is this true for citizens, naturalization people as well? No.
Always worried about yourself.
मेरा तो green card है. I'm just asking if it is or not, because I saw
Have
news
you done your citizenship? I thought you had done your citizenship.
नहीं. We spoke just Friday, Monday को, and you said like N400 is 2 pages. कितना बड़ा form है आप बोलो तो.
That sounds like me.
Just 2 pages. Do it by yourself.
हाँ ठीक है, याद आ गया मेरे को. Yeah. So yeah, file your naturalization, खत्म करो उसको.
Yeah, but it's not 2 pages.
Like 4 हो जाएगा यार. That's poetic license.
Yeah. What are the options for me if I don't get picked for H1B in last attempt? I want to continue working and my company is willing to file and see any other options possible to keep me.
If your resume allows it, O1 is an option. Getting a cap exempt H1B, STEM OPT. These are the 3 obvious options. And if you are from one of those countries where they have special visas, like Singapore and Chile, that has H1B1, and there's a visa called H1B2 defense contract, but that's a very unusual visa. So I would say O1, STEM OPT, and cap exempt H1Bs are the 3 options to look at.
A cap exempt कैसे काम करेगा? Like, how would that work for someone who last system is done?
क्योंकि लॉटरी की जरूरत नहीं है ना.
But they continue to work for the same employer and
So if, let me give you an example. I'm a for-profit employer. I have a contract with National Institutes of Health, which is a cap exempt organization because it's a government research organization. Even though I am a cap employer, that job is cap exempt. So you can have cap exempt jobs even with cap employers. I don't know what their situation is.
Okay. But what about concurrent H1Bs. So let's say I have a company who's filed but did not get picked. Can I work for an H1B cap exempt and do concurrent H1B? No.
Yes, you can. If you have a cap exempt H1B, there is a silly little gap in the regulations which allows you to also concurrently work for a cap employer. So if I have a job with, let's say, University of Wisconsin, remember Elon
Mhm.
Musk with the cheese hat? That's University of Wisconsin. So, so I have कितनी बार याद करता हूँ उसको दिन में मैं Elon Musk को.
You have cap exempt from Wisconsin.
I can't stand the guy. Okay, so if I have a cap exempt H1B, let's say I'm a database administrator, and then unke pados mein there's a private employer who says, look, can you work for us 30 hours each week? So even though I've never gone through the lottery successfully, I have a cap exempt H1B. I can do a concurrent H1B for that other employer as long as I maintain my University of Wisconsin job.
Got it. And is the cap exempt employment, does it have to be certain hours? Can it be
Oh,
10 hours?
10 hours.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Or 5. I mean, there's no limit. Government could raise eyebrows and not like it, but they can't stop me. It's legal.
Okay. And while I'm doing this, the cap for profit company can file for my lottery next year also.
Yeah, and it is the way I look at it. I think even the cap exempt employer can apply for my lottery. Where does it say that even though I'm cap exempt, I can't apply for the lottery? I think I can.
Interesting.
I don't see any regulation that says I can't.
Very fascinating. That is interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I sponsor my own STEM OPT and then file H1B from my startup? I am at a pre-seed round and have some investor interest.
See, Kshitij, the problem with STEM OPT is somebody has to sign your I-983 and they have to supervise your training. So if you, in your startup, even though you are the owner and let's say you are the CTO, there's got to be somebody over you who's supervising your development and your training. So without that, you can't. But you can do H1B these days for your own companies, but there are some wrinkles there that are still unresolved. So it's not a clearly tried and tested process so far. It's in the regulations, but there are some unanswered questions.
Is WhatsApp friends group treated as a social media? I'm assuming they've been chatting.
Well, it's not social media in terms of government can just type in a few numbers and find it. But if they open your phone and 6 of you have been deciding to blow up the White House, that's as much social media as you can get.
Yeah. Okay. Parents are visiting from India and be in United States for 5 months. They are also plan to go on a 7-day trip out of US. Is there a problem while coming back to US?
Yeah, if they are only going to be here within the time that is permitted to them, they should be okay. But by the way, hide all the daru ka bottle chupa dena sara. Pre-rental visit cleaning is very important. Cigarette ke stab sab khatam. Yeah, but if I've been given 5 months and I go for a week to Canada, I think that's okay. I've never had a problem with a case like that. Sometimes what people do is after the stay, they want to extend the stay by going to a third country and coming back. That hardly ever works.
Is it worth buying a gold card to avoid this metrics?
Rohit is my best friend. If he can say, $5 million Trump ke muh pe le, de mera green card, mera gold card de. Where is the gold card? There is no scheme yet. It's only a pie in the sky.
There is the news that issuing the green card has stopped by this administration. Does this have any effect on family-based green card?
These are clickbait articles. So what they say, green card stopped. What they are saying is some green cards for refugees and political asylees have stopped, not for other people.
Yeah. My lawyers gave my name incorrect from my passport, H1B. That is, I have my middle name as my part of my first name, which was omitted, and only my first name and last name was given. Is there an issue?
Best thing you can do, Rajatji, if you're planning to travel, go to your local CBP office and ask them. So, because CBP is the one who examines your papers when you come into the United States. But if you're asking a general question, I don't know. Your lawyers can always refile the papers and pay for it. Why not? If they made a mistake, they should pay for it.
I'm a green card holder and I'm going India in April, coming back in May, hearing that they are not letting in at the airport.
क्या मोदी जी आप भी क्या क्या खबर लाते हैं? No, unless you have something in your background that we need to worry about. Normal people who are living in USA and going to India for a few weeks, no problem.
Yeah. Laid off within 10 days, my grace period ends. Working to my new employer under H1B receipt called RFE. If denied, what are my options?
So it depend karta hai, what are the grounds of denial. But typically, if you get denied, you don't have any grace period. So it's not like you can apply for a B1, B2. Then you just have to leave the United States and come back again on another H1B.
Is it good idea to apply for self-petition EB2 national interest waiver alongside employer-sponsored EB2?
We do it, Akashji. We do it.
Yeah. I am on OPT if I'm a founder of a company, while the equity be counted as my salary on STEM OPT and H1B.
STEM OPT, probably yes. H1B, definitely not.
My cousin didn't get picked in the H1B lottery this time, and it was his last shot. He's working at a bank right now. What can he do to stay in the United States? Same.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah. My partner, who's also on F1 OPT as well. I think this is sponsoring himself for STEM OPT.
Yeah, but how does that help you? If your partner is on F1 OPT, unless he or she is working for you or working for the company and they can supervise you if you're doing STEM OPT.
How do I check my H1B lottery status without the help of attorney?
Alapji, you can't.
This is so weird. Like
the system is closed to you. Yeah, it is weird.
Okay. My H1B got selected this year. I am in first semester of day one CPT. Is it okay to go for consular processing?
I never suggest consular processing. Never.
Yeah. Okay. Filing my H1B 3-year extension with I-140 approval and plan to work entirely remote from abroad while receiving my salary in the United States. For Form I-129, what to put as a resident address?
Yeah, that's a difficult question to answer. H1Bs were not made to be used like that. Okay. Although it is legal to do so, H1Bs were never made to be like that. So you're going to have a local address where at least you reside and work for a week, 2 weeks. That probably is a good idea. That's a good compliance mechanism. And after that, if you move and your salary continues to get paid, it's not a problem. And all the time that you spend outside the US can be recaptured. So it's not going towards your H1B.
I did S financial forensics and work as an accountant. Now I'm planning to do MS FinTech, which has SQL, Python, AI in curriculum.
I think so. I think you could, but again, it's so difficult to answer this question in the abstract. Could you do coding jobs? Could you be classified as a programmer? I would have to look at your entire background. Can't really comment.
Can I travel to India for less than a month off on day one CPT?
You can travel to India, but can you travel back from India? That is the problem.
Yeah.
I can't really tell you. Oh, one KDG. Yeah, but repeat customer kaise aa rahe? You don't have enough people?
No, there are more, but I mean, it was sound like father. So I mean, he said father, so I was like, oh, maybe. Father is on H1B in EB3. He's planning translating to E2 category criteria.
I have no idea what that means, Ayushi.
Okay.
Oh, EB2. You know what he was saying? He must be saying EB3 to EB2. फिर से दिखाओ.
अब गया अब there are
Oh.
too many. I meant co-founder. Sorry, can he supervise my work as a CTO? And he's a engineer.
Huh, why not?
Okay. I'm a lecturer in US, CAP exempt. I earned my master's in 2024 in computer science, thinking of shifting to software, but worry about layoffs and H1B, debating a PhD while teaching or industry move.
So I like to combine the best of the two worlds. This is my personal opinion. This is not legal opinion. But if you are on H1B, you can also go to school. So why don't you do PhD and work at the same time? Unless it's too difficult. I mean, that's what I would do.
Okay. Indian media is scaring everybody, including green card holders, about traveling outside United States. Is the situation really that bad? What is your reading for travel or green card holder?
Well, the situation is uncertain. It's not really bad right now. I wouldn't say it's bad. But if the travel is optional, you should avoid it. And if you have any doubt about your background, consult a lawyer. Make sure you've talked to somebody. They can remove your doubts or tell you where the doubts are and what you can do about them. So Indian media, well, all media has clickbaits in them. So even the most respected media has the same issue.
My friend's H1B got selected while on OPD. Should they apply STEM extension for safety? Also main RFE reasons.
I always do.
Okay. All right. Last question. Company immigration is only suggesting consular processing since I'm on day one CPT.
I don't care what they're suggesting. That's what I would
do. Nice. All right. Thank you, Rajiv ji. Thank you, everybody. We will be back. Bolo.
We are not meeting tomorrow, right? Tomorrow is my own call.
Tomorrow is your community call, but we will meet next week, Wednesday and Thursday. All right. Thank you, everyone. We will talk soon.